Right, so we're just making a very quick and impromptu video interview here. We're in a beautiful part of Gloucestershire, and we're with a lady called Patricia, and some of you will recognise the little rascal next to her on her sofa, and that's Pudding, who's just had a great time in Bristol, where he met up with some of his pals in the Scottie Club UK. So we're making this short little video for the website. So Patricia, thanks for agreeing.
It's lovely to have you, and lovely to have Pudding here as well, George. That's brilliant.
It's delightful.
It's lovely.
Thank you. I just wanted to ask you.
Thanks to our son Peter, who's organised this visit.
Absolutely, and we can see him in his University Don hat, just in the back, just behind you. In fact, in the view of this camera lens. So that there is the young gentleman himself. So we're here today because Peter indeed contacted the Scottie Club UK just a week ago and said, would somebody be able to come down and see my mum? She's about to turn, am I allowed to say your age?
Yes, you are.
88, which in Chinese actually is a very auspicious number because it means double happiness.
Well,
so it sounds like a nice rounded number to get. Yes, a good one to have. And your son was asking, would somebody be able to come down? And I said, well, as it happens, we're going to be in Bristol in October.
Yes.
So it's just up the road to come to see you. So we did. So we've come to beautiful leafy Gloucestershire. So tell us, Patricia, you are an avid fan. That's putting it lightly. Tell us about your connection with Scottish Terriers.
Well, I've had a Scottish Terrier involved in my life since I was about 8 or 9. My parents had the Scotties, and the very first one I knew was called Whiskey, and she was a delightful Scottie, and she was the puppy of the family who lived next door to us, and Whiskey's mother was called Smokey. And she was very special, and Whiskey became a very special member of our family. And then my parents had other Scotties as I'd grown up, and then I went off to college, university, and eventually got married, and always had wanted to have a Scottie of my own. And when our children, John, my husband, and I had 5 children, and after that we decided we'd have a Scottie. And we got a lovely Scottie called Gilly, and she was an absolute delight, and all the family loved her. And sadly she died because, as our daughter Kate would tell you, that she swallowed a needle that was desperate, and it was the end of her. But we, in fact, after that got 2 together, and we called one Gilly, after Gilly, called Gilligan and Floss. And we had Gilligan and Floss for a long time. Then after that we've had Murdoch, who was a rescue dog, because at the time when Floss died, I was working and the children were growing up but still living at home, and all wanted us to have another dog, and I wouldn't have one because I'd only have a dog if I was living a puppy. If I was living at home constantly and knew I had to go out during the day once or twice a week. So the children persuaded me, didn't take a lot of persuading, I must admit, to get a rescue dog. And Murdoch was our rescue dog. And Murdoch was actually, as all our family will say, was a little bit of a lunatic. But he was an absolutely delightful lunatic, and we loved him very much indeed. After Murdoch, we had Jeannie, who was a very special one. She was rather a sophisticated Scottie and was very, very choosy as to what she would do and where she would go and who she would be with, but very loving and very caring, and wanted to be with us most of the time, unless she was sitting on the landing windowsill upstairs watching what was going on. And we were very sad to lose her, but it came to the time that John and I decided that we were getting a little bit too old to have a Scottie, any dogs at all. But every time I meet somebody with a Scottie, as I'm sure you will all know, I now go to say to them, as they used to come to me and say, can I just say hello to your dog, as well as to saying hello to me? And that's our connection with Scotties now, and I shall love them forever.
Tell us about Murdoch. So he was a rescue dog, you mentioned,
yes, he was.
And he came from Stex, I believe.
No, yes, he did. He came from
He came from Stex.
Yes, he
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
He did.
Fantastic.
Yes, he did.
And what is you've had obviously quite a few Scotties over the years. What is it about this particular breed that draws you back to them time and again?
Because they're very loyal. They're very loyal and very caring. And I have always been one I always enjoyed the bitches. Though I love Murdoch, but they're very joyful to be with and to have, and are absolutely their loyalty, and they're fun. They're lots of fun.
Do you find them a stubborn breed?
Absolutely.
But that's part of their charm.
100% stubborn, but part of their charm, yes, they are indeed.
Patricia, thank you very much for speaking to Scottie Club UK.
And I wish you all the very best with your company and your group of people on your lovely pudding.
Thank you very much.
Your delight pudding. You are a delight.
And there he is.